Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Before we do anything, I have to say one of our producers, Eric Jones, made pulled pork. Eric likes to cook. Oh, my God. He just made me a sandwich. A little pulled pork with cheese on a bun, a nice bun. One of those shiny buns. I could barely speak for 3 minutes. I wolfed them down.
Yeah,
Man,
he marinated that pork for like 7 hours.
It was fantastic.
It smelled amazing.
You can make you could start some sort of truck and put it by the park, Eric, and make a lot of money. I'd invest in that. We should talk after the. Man, was that good. Eric Jones pulled pork. Anyway, Chris Mannix is here. I'm so glad you're here, Chris.
And we're back on the Artie Lange Sports Show.
Oh, man. Well, that's a
pulled pork talk, and then we're back to some sports.
Boone Powell had
segue.
Pulled pork at the Orioles at Camden Yards. That's my segue.
You can only learn that segue from the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. It's the only place that teaches it.
I'm glad you're here, man, because to talk about Derrick Rose, it's so sad. It's so sad. My God. He is out for the year, for you people who might not know. Again, Derrick Rose out for the year. What's the official injury?
It is a torn meniscus, which I guess in kind of the pantheon of bad knee injuries, that's less severe than the ACL or the MCL.
That's what you were saying, right?
Yeah, it's
John?
You know, it's one of those injuries that conceivably, John, conceivably you can be back.
The meniscus. That's
Conceivably,
what you said, right?
you could be back.
I'm speechless. Well, go ahead.
I'm just saying, conceivably, if he had the meniscus removed,
Yeah.
he could have been back in a month. But, Dwayne Wade pointed out a couple of months ago when he was at Marquette, he had his meniscus removed there. Yeah. And he feels that contributed to his long-term knee problems he's dealing with right now in his 30s. So I have no doubt Derrick Rose heard that and basically said, look, I'm 25. I've got a long career ahead of me, most likely make a lot of money. I'm going to take the rest of this year off and get this fixed, get it repaired. He'll be out for the next 5 months.
That's what he kind of said last year. I'm going to take the year off.
You know, but look, even before
I was going to abandon my team again.
You want him to play through it?
He should get it scoped like everyone else in the world does, miss a week and be back. That's what happens when you get a scope. You tear your meniscus, they shave off the torn part, and you're good. Once you get the swelling out,
I don't know if that was an option.
You're better.
I think that it was removal.
Well, that's it. Was it an option? What do you say? I mean, you've had that happen then?
Yeah. And I missed a game. And mine was my medial and lateral meniscus.
Well, but
I came back and played on turf at the Kingdom the week after I had mine done.
I think it's just for a guard, especially. Your knees are more critical than other positions in the NBA because
Apparently,
of the way
Derrick
Rose's
plays. Knees are much more critical than anyone's knees.
I don't think there's
I mean, can we have John in a more indirect way call Derrick Rose a pansy?
I don't think so. Look, I understand the argument there.
I don't know. Listen, maybe it's some weird meniscal problem that I've never heard.
When I'm told it was straightforward. It was a decision whether to.
I just can't believe. I can't believe this caution. After the ACL that took 14 months, I can't get over the fact that normally I've never heard of this injury resulting in anything more than a scope.
Well, the
problem is alleviated when you shave off the torn part. Yeah, granted, you have less cushion left in your knee as a result, but they, shave 30% of your meniscus off, and you're back. As soon as you get the swelling out of the knee from the surgery, you are back and good to go.
I couldn't imagine a better segue for $1ShaveClub.com.
There you go.
And we don't have it this week. No, look, I don't know. I think the people of Chicago are going to be more on John Ritchie's side. They're going to sound like him, but way less sophisticated and mad. But here's the thing, where I understand what Chris is saying, too, and maybe to defend Derrick Rose's camp, and Chris, you could speak to this much better than me, but you're talking about as precious and as huge an investment as the world of sports can get. You're talking about the face of the Bulls, the face of the NBA in some
You know
ways.
what, though?
His own sneaker, his own everything.
Not.
I mean, a bunch of money.
He's not anymore if he doesn't play.
Well, I mean, he's 24. I mean, he could
25 years old.
yeah.
What professional athlete ever feels 100% besides Derrick Rose?
Well, it's the difference between 100% and, having a bum knee.
Dude, I cannot stress to you that this is like a nick. This is a nick that you fix with a quick scope,
but what would you,
and you're fine.
Then what is your counter argument to Dwayne Wade saying, man, do I wish I didn't do that?
Maybe Dwayne Wade has other problems besides
he's got a knee problem.
Okay, yeah, he's probably got arthritic change in his knee that has nothing to do with the
maybe
meniscal
Dwayne Wade's a racist.
scope.
Look,
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in Dwayne Wade's knee. I know from
he's had
my
chronic knee
personal
problems
experience.
the last 3 years, Dwayne Wade.
Well, and
he
he's
attributes it
also
to that.
much older. And
Well, that's what
I
he's
don't
saying.
know
He's in
why
his
you can
30s.
attribute it to getting your knee scoped.
Well, he
The
said
only thing-
doctors have attributed it to him. He said doctors have attributed it to
If you
that.
get your knee scoped, they take out some of the cushioning. They shave off the torn part of your meniscus.
But
It's not going to grow back.
What about
Right.
the argument he takes this year off and adds 8 years to his career? What about that argument? I mean, that's what Dwayne Wade is saying.
I think he's proven last year and now that he's not going to play if he's got a nick. So
Well, I mean,
8 years,
last year
8 years
was-
to his career.
it's
What does that
different.
mean? He's going to play 3 of them?
It's like the Adrian
Who
Peterson
knows?
argument.
I just
right?
feel like, listen, you have to be able to. Last year Adrian Peterson had a sports hernia and he rushed for 2,000. Almost set the single season rushing record. No one even knew he had the sports hernia. That's
But
the
he
thing.
handles
The
stress-
difference between a good player and a great player is a great player plays through the injury.
I would also argue, though, that basketball is more of a grind than football. No, taking nothing away from the violence of football.
It's
and what you
once a
have to do.
week and it's 16 games a year, right? But
And Derrick Rose is playing 40 minutes a night, 82 times a year.
also, Adrian Peterson deals with stress a lot better than other people. He clearly chooses not to meet his children until a certain age.
I don't know how you
And
segue there.
He's a lot less stressful. No, listen. What about the people of Chicago, Dan? What's the pulse there? Dan Filato, by the way, his finger on the pulse of the people of Chicago. Are they mad at him?
Finger on something.
I think they're upset.
Are they upset?
I think they're upset, and I don't think they're gonna. They want to wait.
So they sound like John Ritchie. They don't want to
Exactly.
wait. They don't want to wait.
And
But I don't know. But
if
listen,
he comes
but,
back, it's a different team. This team's got to go now.
But cooler heads, that is true. That's
know if this
another
team
big
was-
argument.
How
But
can the-
cooler
how
heads
can
might
the
have to
team-
prevail here and say, look, let the guy.
No, you know what? These are not cool heads if they're saying, yeah, go ahead, just take the rest of the season off. This is flying in the face of medical knowledge. I mean, medical knowledge says you scope this and you're good. I don't know why he's permitted by the team doctors to say, you know what, I just don't want to play anymore.
But
this
what are
season.
they saying? What are the team doctors? Well, are the team doctors saying he can play?
No. Team doctors left it up to
Well,
him.
then what do you do? Oh, they left it up to him.
His decision.
Just
Wow.
like,
Well, actually, no. My understanding of it just happened this morning, but my understanding of it was that the doctor was going to go in there and figure out what he wanted to do. Now, I know that Derrick Rose, his feeling was going into the surgery that he really wanted to have repaired. He did not want to have the quickie, the one where he'd be back.
Right.
So that part of it's true that he wanted
now,
this to happen.
I don't know I don't know about the repair. I thought that with a meniscal tear, you just shave off the part that's torn and that's it.
My understanding was it
Maybe
was
there's
removal.
new technology.
It was removal or repair. And repair puts you out. Look,
Right.
Derrick Rose could conceivably come back and play this season. I think part of ruling him out for the year was avoiding the drama of last year, where from January 25th on, we were basically talking about, hey, when's Derrick coming back? Hey, when's Derrick coming back?
That was very annoying about
It
that
was
whole
annoying.
situation. yeah.
And now we're talking about a guy already ruled out. So
Yeah.
if he comes back, hey, he's a hero. Derrick Rose came back.
Well,
Right.
to be fair, I don't know what that surgery, the repair of the
I don't know either.
meniscus implies.
what is he
I
going
have
to come
no
back
idea
to?
how that works.
What is he going to? This team isn't going to win anything without him. They're not going to win. They're not going to make it far.
They might not
What
win
do you
with
mean?
it. They
I
might
don't
not
think
win
they're
with
gonna
him.
With him either.
What is he
Look,
gonna
in
come
some
back
ways,
to?
in
But they
some
had
ways,
two good guards last year that they got rid of.
they're going to be worse this year without Derrick Rose because they lost Nate Robinson and they lost Marco Bellinelli. And those guys were shot makers
They
for
were.
that team last
Hey,
year.
Robinson was hitting everything that moved for
He
a
was
while.
great for them
Yeah.
last year. But look, in some ways, this is like a blessing in disguise for the Bulls. Now, hear me out on this part. The Bulls, I don't think they're going to win anything this year anyway. I don't like Carlos Boozer at the 4 spot. I don't think he can be your second option on a championship winning team. Deng was going to go at some point anyway. His future's not in Chicago because they love Jimmy Butler out there. And even though Tom Thibodeau loves Luol Deng, he's not going to wind up there long term. Think about next year. Next year, they'll probably try to revamp the team a little bit. They'll let Luol Deng go, and they'll probably amnesty Carlos Boozer next year. And if you amnesty Carlos Boozer, you free about $13 million up in salary cap space. And you know what would look great in the Chicago uniform? Pau Gasol. Look great in the Chicago uniform. He would be a terrific second option for the Bulls for a couple of years. Doesn't care about being the first option. Doesn't care about being the superstar. Much more comfortable with letting somebody else have the spotlight. Be a great second option for a couple of years. Better than Boozer.
Yeah, I'd say. Well, the point is they got a lot of decisions to make now, and I don't know. I just think I know Chicago from even just doing stand up there. They're not going to tolerate this much longer.
I get the frustration, and it's a valid one. I mean, maybe he is taking too much caution, but I think a lot in Derrick Rose's mind, and this is what his people were telling me. In Derrick Rose's mind, look, he's only 25. He's got 7-8 years left to play in the NBA. He's got a long-term contract. He doesn't want to be dealing with problems for years to come. And I think Dwayne Wade's his commentary a couple months ago scared everybody. I really think it scared everybody. He said, this removal of this meniscus had led to problems later in my career. Last 3 years, all these knee problems I've been dealing with, doctors have attributed to that, to having it removed in college.
Here's the thing. Every surgery, every meniscal tear is different.
Right.
Maybe they removed his meniscus.
And it was done, a decade ago? So it's probably a different procedure now.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know exactly what this
technology
injury
on that
looks
changes
like.
every 2 seconds. Yeah.
What the meniscus is a cartilage pad. Something that cushions the knee. If he had his whole meniscus removed, and I don't know exactly how much Derrick Rose needs to have removed.
I don't know. This is stuff that's going to be. This will leak out in the next week or so. I didn't hear. I only heard this morning from his guys what he was going to do, and it just happened today. And we'll learn more in the next week or so.
I'm jumping to a rash take on this thing based on the knowledge that I have.
Yeah, it's like the Wikipedia knowledge, sort of in the sense that
based on my personal experience with the injury.
Right.
Just my version of the injury. Maybe his is completely different.
By the way, Meniscal Tear, a great name for a band from Chicago right now. Meniscal Tear.
Lost a ligament.
Off the album, Lost a Ligament. Barchetti, your thoughts?
I'm just loving you guys battling over here. I love this.
Besides that, clearly you're a fan of the show.
Is he rocking a leather jacket? What is that?
Well, you believe me, you walked into a buzzsaw because he's promised me he'd buy me that same exact jacket for 2 weeks, and he has not come through. He bought that, of course, the Big and Disgusting Man store, and
now they're out.
Now they're probably out.
They're back ordered, I'm sure. Now
I'll make sure they're out.
The Big and Disgusting Man store down in Soho.
It's on 38th and 12th.
No, this is in.
Isn't that the Hustler Club?
Oh, Staten Island.
Yes, there's a bunch of it. Big and Disgusting guys in Shetty, I think.
Now, do you got that in the Big or Disgusting section?
The Big.
There are crossover sections. That looks like one of them. A crossover of Big and Disgusting.
It could be a mixture.
But my point is, you promised me that. 100. And by the way, it's not what you're thinking. Like $2,000. That's $110.
No, I thought.
You think I was thinking $2,000?
I didn't.
I didn't.
My other guess on that was like one of those weight loss suits where you're running them.
I didn't forget.
He got that at John Varvatos. It was actually being used as a towel in the bathroom.
Varvatos designed it for me.
What do you want, Mike?
Oh, nothing. Sorry. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel you're ready to tell a bad joke and you get derailed and tell a worse joke. That's what just happened.
Say one thing. I'm so psyched for John Ritchie's team. Stanford rocked. They buried them 50 points, baby.
Yeah.
How does that want to do with Derrick Rose?
It is sports. Yeah, that's right, Mike.
This is the sentence you just put
together.
That's good, though. Stanford team rocked to 50 points, baby. Is that true, Stanford winning big?
Yeah, the big game against Cal, they won by 50 points, 63 to 13.
Rivalry.
It's a big rivalry. Well,
did you even know who they played, Mike? You didn't.
John told me, but I'm like, 50 points. Those guys should have stayed home and just sat on the couch.
I was hoping you would do that.
Stanford had a good weekend because Oregon lost. That means that they go to the Pac-12 championship.
And
they're going to play Arizona State.
That means nothing.
Well, it means if they win, they go to the Rose Bowl again.
The only people we care about, I can't get rid of this burping. The only people we care about are Alabama and or whoever they play, right?
Florida State right now looks like.
Are they the best team?
Alabama?
No, Florida State.
Second best team.
I think
Alabama's still first, right? A lot of people are on the Florida State bandwagon.
Well, Alabama has a tough road right now. They got the Iron Bowl this weekend against Auburn. That's a rough
Iron Bowl.
Then they have the SEC championship game, so they have to win those two. And if they win out and Florida State wins out, they would meet in the national championship.
Let's get to the big story. You say it's a sports show. If this is true, I just want to leap off the Chrysler Building. Matt Lauer might be banging Giada De Laurentiis of the Food Network. Now look at these two together. Matt Lauer, look at him. Look at her, by the way. Does she ever have a bad day where she wakes up and she's got the flu or something?
She did. She cut herself the other day.
Oh, she all right?
She cut herself
On purpose?
seriously while cooking a turkey on the show.
On purpose?
No, she's not a cutter.
I was going to say she was dark, maybe.
She was cooking and she chopped her finger.
Who cares? If it's an accident, who cares? But Matt
It was a
Lauer,
serious injury.
Matt Lauer preying on her. Look, doesn't Matt Lauer look like the kind of guy who's like the dentist your ex-wife is dating who you hate? You know what I mean? It's like he's like good and he knows everything about wine.
Tim
you know what I
Watley.
mean? Yeah, right. Yeah, he knows everything about wine, and he's got a like some sort of porta gym he takes with him on the road. What a scumbag! You know what I mean? Like he's just enough beard, just enough gray, just enough, and he's banging Giada De Laurentiis.
We don't know that.
Giada De Laurentiis.
We don't know that he's banging her.
Well,
It sounds like it might have been like an early date, maybe a first date.
I'm assuming. Like, and who does his tie? Like a stylist do that tie? It's like perfect.
Gotta be.
That's a scarf.
Today's show? Gotta be.
Scarf. Yeah, like a scarf done like just the right angle.
Well,
I mean, come on.
I'm not a.
You can't like him.
He's charming,
I'm not a
maybe,
big
Art.
scarf guy.
What about Matt Lauer? Do you like him?
Well, no, not particularly.
That was a heavy laugh.
The hell are you laughing at? Someone not because he doesn't like Matt Lauer? You find that funny?
I don't dislike him. I'm just
By the
not.
way,
I'm not a fan.
That scarf is probably quadruple what that jacket was.
Well, Matt Lauer's a billionaire.
How do you know that?
He's got some dough.
A billionaire?
Well, not a billionaire, but he's up there.
He's not a billionaire.
He's
Mike.
he's up there. I think
He's up there. He's up there, though, Art. You think he's eating lobster troubadour?
Yeah, he is.
Shopping at that place on 38th and 12th.
Big and disgusting man. Now, he's a skinny and annoying man.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at Giada. Like the microphone is at the perfect angle. She's got some sort of sweater that costs $950. But, you know, they're just like they're too perfect. They're perfect people.
I don't think Chris has ever heard yet. I think we have to play a little.
Okay, hey, listen to Giada.
There are many different components.
I pleasure
in
myself to
lasagna,
this.
But you don't have to be afraid of it. They're quick and they're easy. Now,
be
my
afraid.
tomato sauce, I put whole tomatoes, basil, and garlic, and extra virgin olive oil.
yeah.
We're gonna need about 1.5 cups.
Yeah, that's what you
I'm gonna measure it out.
Measure it out,
Let's
baby.
check on our bechamel. You know it's ready when it coats the back of the spoon.
I'm
And
ready.
You just want to stick your finger in the
Where?
back and see how
Stick my
it stays
finger in the
separated,
back?
so you know it's thick enough. Ooh, that's hot.
I'm ready. Stick your finger in the back. Giada, I'm ready. Stick your finger in the back. Giada.
That's hot.
See, it's when I
I gotta start watching the Food Network.
Oh, I pleasure myself to her making recipes. I just put her on and listen to it in the background, and I set up my entire masturbatory setup with towels and everything, and then I start playing her. And when she says the word pancetta, that's the money shot.
Rachel Ray's her warm-up act.
Pancetta. Rachel Ray I love, but she can't. She's no Giada De Laurentiis.
Matt Lauer.
Matt Lauer and Giada De Laurentiis. Think about that. Giada Lauer. It doesn't work well. Giada Lauer. Do you have any more of her? No. Yeah.
I think it's a cookbook.
Stick your
about
finger in it.
some-
Just replay that over and over again.
Stick your finger. You're almost ready. Stick your finger in the back. Here, Giada. Here, Giada. Can you put some pancetta back there? I'm almost ready to put pancetta in your back. And he's over there probably. She gives him a booty call. Hey, Matt, what are you up to? I'm at the apartment on the Upper West Side, yeah. I was going to go to the Hammies this weekend, but decided against it. He calls the
Hammies.
Hamptons the Hammies, I guarantee. I was going to go to the Hammies, but I said no, and I'm just here.
I bet he says stuff like, "I could use you on the Today Show as a co-host. I want to get rid of Savannah Guthrie."
Yeah.
And the
I'd
other
play
ones.
that card. If
Yeah.
I was him, I'd play that card.
Of course he plays that
I think
card.
she's too classy. She's probably like got a grandmother waiting at the door with her. She's Italian.
Grandmother?
Yeah, yeah.
She lives in Staten
That should be your line, Mike, if you ever see her. Hey, Giada, you probably got your grandmother at the door, right? No, I'm calling the police. You want to see your grandmother alive again, you let me in. Oh! This is Mike Pochetti from the Artie Lange Show? Yeah, but you probably hate guys like Matt Lauer secretly. When you say you have a bloodlust, that's the guy you want to beat up, right?
Not well.
That's the guy.
Blood
who made,
sport, baby.
That's the guy who made fun of you.
I'd rather
in
fight
school.
Francesa than fight him.
That's the guy who made fun of you in school, right there, Matt Lauer.
Yeah, that peanut head.
And he always got Giada. You understand?
I was crying about my gym locker. I know.
You ever see? Now, would people try to stuff you in the locker and get frustrated because you wouldn't fit?
I never got.
What
I see
happened?
bullies in Staten Island like 30 years ago. I'm caught trying to stuff Borchetti in another locker. Couldn't get him in there. Him and his brother came over.
What happened in gym class, Mike?
What happened in gym class, Mike?
I was unprepared a lot of times in gym class.
You were unprepared?
Unprepared?
What else happened?
For what?
You know, like they'd play different sports, and I'd like, you know, you'd have to wear like,
I'm doing something just for the DirecTV audience.
you know, like sweats or shorts, and I just sat there and was unprepared a lot. Watch other people play was cool. I was never a participant.
Are you unprepared, Mike?
In junior high, I was. Middle school.
Was that intentional that you weren't prepared?
Yeah, well, in middle school, but high school, I liked sports better.
When did you get your enormous chin, second chin?
Probably in the past 8 years.
No, really?
Yeah.
He's working at Dunkin' Donuts, remember?
Oh, yeah.
He made a square donut.
Square donuts? Sticking his hands
And
right in that dough?
You know who was, I don't want to instigate you, Mike, because I don't want to be responsible for a double murder with a very bloody double murder on the Upper West Side or at some little like knick-knack nook store in the Hammies. But these are the two laughing at. When you made the square donut, these were the two laughing.
You know it's ready when it coats the back of the spoon. You just want to stick your finger.
When it coats the back of the spoon, Giada, is
You
it
just want
ready?
to stick your finger. You just want to stick your finger.
When it coats the back of the spoon, Giada. Yeah.
You just want to stick your finger.
Yeah.
You know it's ready when it coats the back of the spoon.
Yeah, baby. Coat the back
You
of
just
my
want to stick
spoon.
your finger. You just want to stick your finger.
Hey, Giada, heard your cable's out. I'm the cable guy, Giada. I heard your cable's out. Yeah, it's right over there.
This music is a combination of porn and Magnum PI.
It's early ska.
It's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, Giada. I heard your cable's out. I can't get this icing off my finger. It's right over there, Mr. Cable Guy. You look a lot like Matt Lauer.
It's so moist.
You know who you could be, Mike? You could be Fat Lauer.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind being Fat Lauer for a night.
Hey, Giada, it's Fat Lauer. Want to have dinner with me and my brother? Fat Lauer, you know me, Fat Lauer. Yeah, let's have dinner with me. No, I'm calling the police. I'm calling the authorities.
That nickname's gonna stick.
I'm calling the authorities. Matt Lauer, it's Fat Lauer on the other line. Put him on. No, Gina, put him on, Giada. Fat Lauer, this is Matt Lauer. You get the hell out of there right now, or I'm sending over something. Screw you, Matt Lauer. I'm Fat Lauer. I'm here with my brother. You touch one hair on Giada's perfect head, I swear I won't be responsible. He hung up on me, Giada. Get out of the house now. The call is coming from within the house. We had it traced.
I think she's very old world, though.
Back with the Artie Lange.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.